Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Croatia series here on the Lord Master channel, in which, well, as you can see in this little close-up map, if there was going to be a future world war, and I hope not, oh, I mean, when I say world war, I don't think that means fighting's going to take place in the Americas. I mean, I think it would be the Great Eurasian War. That's what it would be. Like, imagine if Croatia, Mamluks, Commonwealth, and possibly Akakunulu team up to fight against Timurids, Fars, Jawanpur, and Vijayanagar. Yeah, that would be catastrophic in epic proportions, and our military is not capable of taking on the Timurids as they are bigger than us. But we will get to work on the military buildup, which is going to be the main issue in this episode. Also on the agenda for this episode, since, I mean, as you can see, the total income, that's bullshit. So the real monthly income is 986. Get it up to 1,000 and you'll be economic hegemon, which to do so, I think I would do that for right before the series ends, because you don't want to alienate the allies just to call yourself hegemon and everybody dislikes you for any way, shape, or form, as you are ranked number 1 of the great powers of the world, while Spain is playing catch up, while I'm going to keep colonizing and consider possible expansions. But currently we are building a lot of cathedrals, upgrading churches into cathedrals, just to increase the trade income. No, god dang it, taxation. Taxation. And then soon afterwards, we will get the production up. Any existing workshops will be built to be upgraded to counting houses. And we should have over 1,000 total income by then. And it has to be well maintained. And as well as having advisors like these for production efficiency, trade efficiency. Because I am that man to do so. I don't know why you just said that, but you get what you mean. But if it still isn't enough, then the case will be stronger to go to war for the coastal centers of trade of the Gulf of Aden. We do have a merchant presence there, but it doesn't make us much. But that could change, which will likely be a war against Mogadishu, which we would be fighting against Kilwa and Yemen, 2 allies, one of which we already fought and beat them against. And does it need to be reminded they need to be beaten again? Well, we can't know for certain here, as we're sending this army, you know, back to the Balkans. So starting next year, begin the military buildup. When I say military buildup, I mean increasing the size of our armies from 20,000 and 25,000 to 30,000. Podrinje, Kolubara, Gallipoli. Now, the revolution is still engulfing all of the Balkans of Croatia. And it's kind of hard to contain it. Doesn't help that you are neighbors with revolutionary countries. And even revolution is spreading into Karamanese territory. Huh? Oh yes, the war with Mali is over and Portugal made some big gains. Well, there's the problem. Pahang insulted us. If I had an army present nearby, oh, I would have definitely expected it. Are the cathedrals built? No. But look at how close we are. This will definitely help up. I'm just saving the money a bit to begin the upgrade of the workshops into counting houses. Well, there it is. Actually, you would have to wait 1 more month for that. It fell down a bit. It was too good to be true. Oh, that's why. The gold mine and kill was partially depleted. Production from it has been dramatically reduced. Hell. There was a 0.5 chance of that mine being depleted each year. But they kept the base production low. Blast. What did I tell you? I'm trying to think of what would be good examples. Rated level in Croatian Fiji. There's a workshop already in existence, is there? Yes. Now you know the price. Well, of course. We can afford a new one. But do upgrade existing ones. It's cheaper that way. Might as well. And one more from Kosovo. That'll guarantee to get us up to 1,000 of that total income. Now you're gonna start saving up money again to begin to build up the military. Just in case a major war breaks out, or you know. You can claim hegemony. See, you have the ability to, but don't do that right now. It's just the income has to be sustainable. Hang on. Hang on. Okay. Let's begin. So what are we missing? Might as well. support. A little more towards infantry on that one. Infantry artillery support. Why this mixed beleaguered army? Get it right. Oh yes, the Cossack army. The elite army. Well, I don't suppose that we can... Oh yeah, you can have way more than that. Just a bunch of them will go that way. More cavalry than infantry, which makes it different. Same for this one. In fact, I think it should be more efficient towards infantry, because remember the lessons from Vijayanagar during our invasion of India to create Croatian India? We were outgunned back then. And we don't want to have that in our conscience now, do we? And how much is that in the Land Force Summit? 290. And new armies must be created then. Well, I can't guarantee the safety of all of our territories as of yet. I mean, that's what you call it, army templates are for. Which I'll do think about that a little bit. Yeah. It's gonna take time. Actually, do not forget. What's our naval force limit? Yeah, obviously plenty more. It's part of the Croatian traditions and having so many provinces and the colonies too. You have a lot of light ships, some galleys. We need a massive build-up on heavy ships in that order. If you see the one at 700 days, don't build that there. Shift click or control click. I don't know you could do that. But then again, you're building heavy ships, so it may take longer. So one at a time. I need 20. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. What? That one doesn't have a... Yep. I just could... Oh, try not to worry about too much. Okay. There. And I'll figure out what to do with them. Yeah, that's because they're developing in their subjects' development. So clearly they've been doing something. That's why we're tied and dropped down a rank. Now the rifle. This will give us more supply limit, infantry fire, and cavalry shock. Which is very good. So we're a bit ahead of time now. Where are we building a university at again? Where is that again? Bantan? Bantan? Bantan. Over there, you dummy. You say you want to develop this area in the future. If you wish. Yeah, all coming together now. It's just they're all gonna take a while. You just got the infantry portion now, soon you're gonna get the cavalry. And then the artillery. Traitor in the parliament. It would appear as though a member of our parliament was settling secrets to our enemies. I would otherwise explain to the fact that they were all of a sudden seemed to predict our every move. They were decisions that were never discussed outside of the parliament building. Of course it was one of them. Rwanda did it. Apparently. Here comes one more. There, it is done. Okay, so. Yeah, it may have dropped a bit, but again, it's still tempting that I might consider fighting one more war. Down to Mogadishu, Yemen, and then Kilwa again. Just to show that we will be capable of, you know, not only getting more, you know, trade income and trade power and all that from these areas here. Because all you need is these. And then there you go, pour them. And over in Mogadishu, you would have to take Mogadishu itself, Hobyo, Zela, yes, that belongs to Yemen, Adan, and Zabid. Those are the areas to take as part of that Gulf Veteran trade node. Doubtful that we would go further inland on that. Gosh, look at these Timuran armies. I'm scared of those guys. These guys are boned. Yeah. Well, son of a beeswax. Why didn't we put it on this fleet? Should we cancel that order now that all the land forces are built? You know what? Yes. Right click to cancel. Yeah, sorry about this mistake, because I have no idea where ship's positions are. Yes, you'll be refunded, and sailors going back, and then we will try again. Quite honestly, that fleet would not be ready for action until at least 2 years. For practical reasons, if one were to go out to combat and all that. It's just, I believe, in practicality. Now, you hold shift to build up to 5 ships. And there you go, there's your fleet. This one's already got their 20. Again, trying to get a massive build up on heavy ships. So give me 20. Oof. As I said, it'll take years. Now, let's wait a couple more years. No, months, you idiot, months. Aristocrats don't want to serve. Our aristocrats, become reluctant to serve in our armies since we are focusing on defensive tactics. They are concerned about the lack of opportunities for glory while we're cowering behind fortifications. A little gold will convince them. That'll shut them up. Revolutionary Kazan? Kazan? That's still around? Oh, there it is. Uses a similar tricolor as Italia. Or Revolutionary Milan. Actually, there is a difference. Bright green, dark green. Libertas. The clergy... Oh, hang on. Slow down here. The clergy has long been one of the foremost pillars of the Croatian realm, providing not only spiritual guidance, but also administrators, judges, and diplomats for the benefit of our great prince. In return for these great services, I know it's not some manner, monastery or other estates, and to pay any tax to the state and temporal authorities, do not meddle in the internal affairs of the clergy. Times grow dire, however, and the state has to cover an increasing number of expenses. Suggests that perhaps the clergy might take a voluntary contribution that's not been favorably received. Well then, look! That's a lot of money, but we make a good income anyhow. But I'll just say we will find the money elsewhere. Need to get that prestige back up. The Commonwealth wants to crush the revolution of Landshut. So they declared war against Landshut, who is allied with Revolutionary Aachen, Devmarschen, Munich, Lep, and is part of the Empire, and Brandenburg will protect them. Yep, they are really getting involved, as they're already involved in other conflicts as well. Well then, I'll accept this one, as this is close to home. Mobilize the troops. Stop drilling. I thought about considering an alliance with you, but now we're clearly enemies. Now, anyways, a merchant family from Rijeka has come to greatly expand our long-range trade with Yemen by successfully establishing themselves in both the Taz and Yemeni hinterlands. They've become very influential in both our societies and very rich. This is a situation we could probably make use of. Well, I do want more trade power here. We should ask what... We should not... We should not ask what they could do for us. What is good for them is good for us. Well, now we're involved in this mess that the Commonwealth have started. Even though we do have the numerical advantage. Ansbach is with them, is with us. So is Scandinavia and 2 Sicilies. Sweden's involved because they're allied with Brandenburg. They were allied with the Commonwealth, but the Commonwealth plays aggressor here. So Scandinavia will take care of Sweden and a few others. Yeah, next door neighbor, the war goal over here. It's a wonder how the Commonwealth decides, like, alright, let's crush the revolution. Even though, don't they know that Lublin is the birthplace of the revolution where it all got started? It's the very center of it. In fact, there's so many revolutionaries throughout Europe that apparently it's unavoidable. Compare that to the Delhi Mughal playthrough, where revolutions exist only in Europe and a little bit of America, as revolution hardly ever comes to the subcontinent. But it has really encroached to Europe. Even Britain might get revolutionaries on their mist. But knowing them, I don't think they're that stupid enough to see revolutionary Great Britain. Can you imagine that? And the last thing I would want is a revolutionary Croatia. Because if I were to become revolutionary, I would lose that imperialism casus belli, which means no more trade company expansions into other places. And you just have what you have. Yeah, this is gonna definitely knock down our total income for this. So we shall mobilize. Let's move. Get to the border. Let's get together. To your starting places. Sweden, Brandenburg. The only naval action is going to be mainly taking place up in the Baltic. No reason to send our ships up there. No need for that. Plus, we'll have 2 Sicilies use their navy to blockade there. Plus, those counting houses will be finished soon. So hopefully we'll get that income back up again. Oh, there's little Ansbach involved in all this. Oh. Personal union with Scandinavia. We know you're on forced march and you cannot get your morale up when you're on the move, so you need to stay for a few more months. And then once it's all finished, Kranjska. Lungwa's got tropical wood. Now you can claim it then. You got it, but that's for now. And to be quite honest, I think a war down there is now become a stronger case if you wish to be economic hegemon. And I doubt we'll get something out of this war for ourselves. just as when I was going to begin the military buildup. So instead, we might take some casualties, not a lot. I think the Commonwealth will do all the hard work. It's a war that they can win by themselves, with Scandinavia and two Sicilies on their side. But with us, we can help out, at least on this front. So I need at least 3 armies to stay back there to protect the homeland, and the rest of us will march up. So that means you'll be sending 1, 2, 3, 6 armies to go fight on the front, and another will be to protect our borders from enemy aggression. Oh God. I realize if we do fight against the Timurids in the future, I think that those light ships that does good for our trade would be in danger. So yes, next conflict after this one, this will be next. And including a little bit of, for the company. But for now, this is a war that I'll be fighting for our country, not the company. Ready? You will depart in December. Depends on the situation up there. But we hope for a quick resolution. They'll get this area. Würzburg is involved, so we'll head to there. Head to Würzburg. Yes, sir. Switzerland's involved, but that's a separate conflict. Oh, follow me. Goslar's not involved. Alright, position yourselves here. And then we'll begin our advance to Brandenburg to head to Berlin and Leipzig. Since they're now going to shift their focus towards Scandinavia. But again, we hope for a quick resolution. We don't want anybody getting too much hurt around here. At least on our end. As I will continue to save quite a bit of money. As these mills, trade stations, as other manufactories are being built. Hostility to new production techniques. Changes in production methods that technological progress has brought have not been welcomed by everyone. Some feel that their livelihood is threatened by the growing mechanization or causing trouble through protests and sabotage. In Chikuzen, that's in Japan, where the furnace is with the coal, things have even escalated to a full-blown uprising among the artisans. Ah, crud. We would have to negotiate because we're in the middle of a war here. We have no troops stationed in Japan. In fact, I'll be sure to create one army that will be stationed in Japan in future. 35,000. No, just less the devastation, and that makes the oh God blast it, the local goods produced modifier will be going down badly. Protected artisans. Fluent Japanese. In position. To Berlin. Cover us. Let's get the new mark. Extreme monsoon and stuff. Let's see. Oh, dear. Well, I was originally going to spend the money on more structures and creating more armies, but now I know what to do with that money. So I'll organize a relief effort down there. Fortunately, Berlin has an old castle. He didn't upgrade to a fortress, so they'll be out of the war soon. We would have to assume. You gotta think positive. But again, this is Far's war. Which they're about to finish it soon. Is what it looks like. They're gonna get what they want out of it. But I fear that, you know, Akonulu might lose some territory. A friend. Rigorous researchers. Academic institutions are not immune to corruption, and the profits can be made by abusing positions of great influence that can stand in the way in creating a good environment for research. However, Croatian scientists are largely above this, focusing on genuine intellectual achievements above titles and financial contributions. The lack of corruption in society, lack of corruption, allows us to explore an event without being impeded by self-interest. The search for knowledge must be valued in itself. Things are looking good now. But beware, incoming enemies. Maybe. Oh. Crud, not again. New merchant. Now, where did I get that from? Was it from this one? Or... I don't know, everybody's crazy. That is a good question. Where the hell did I get a merchant like that? Well, I gotta dispose you somewhere. Or we can have some degree of trade power, despite its lack of value. I'm trying to think where. You have 20% control of Deccan, so maybe the Deccan. No, California isn't much. But there is plenty of that. Transfer to Siberia. Yes, send it down. Just to collect trade, since we do have some degree of trade power up there. I was thinking the Deccan. But no. Form another trade company down there in future, so yes, I'm strongly considering next war will be down there. The term is up. Well, quite honestly, he isn't going to be around for long. Give me a diplomat candidate. Oh crap, I don't even remember what army it was. Oh crap, that's Stiff Marchen. Didn't realize they were out there. Silver tongue. Good to know. Oh, this is what we get for not having a general. Why is Morocco spying on me? Didn't we just had a... No. Anyways, Croatian settlers are thriving in Malindi. They established a small yet influential community, living largely apart from Swahili locals. In parts of Malindi, one might almost image that they were walking the streets of Zagreb as Croatian architecture and institutions dominate the coastal districts. Representatives of the Croatian community in Malindi are seeking investment to further develop the province. Schools, hospitals, places of worship are needed to accommodate the settlers. Or grant them money to build a holy place. Free building. Base tax is good. Yes, definitely. And upgrade that to cathedral. Don't care if it gives out less value. Cut a horn. Yeah, could have sworn. Either that or my head must be crazy again. Actually, decking is more valuable. Fun over there. Come here. We didn't get a good look at him. He's fire 3, shock 3, 4 maneuver, 1 siege. Berlin will fall soon. Please be patient. There you go. Bastards. Everybody wants to bring me down. Move up. I'll be right behind you. Just get Brandenburg out of the war as soon as possible. Now we have a enemy that I can claim again. But the income is not sustainable, and that is a problem. Fars has become a new rival. You've become big-headed, have you? Let me see. Yes, their war is over. They did take some territory, but not all. So Akonu did lose a little bit of territory, but not too much. But don't worry, one day you'll get your revenge when your truce expires. How long is that truce going to go away till? Okay, that ain't going to happen, so they're never going to join this. Potential upcoming war determines. We never know. Because, again, I don't want to seek a world war like I did with the other series with the Mughals. But the next war I do seek is trade related. Just to conquer some of its centers of trade and improve upon it for the company. And we just wanted to finish this war, at least our participation of it, as quickly as humanly possible. But be prepared for a potential battle that may involve our forces somewhere. Because I got my eye on you. This is a star fort. Würzburg's war with another one is over, but this one will be reoccupied and we will take another. This is a bastion. Revolutionary France is to engage him. Yes, this is coming from down there. Separate conflict. But remember, this is the Commonwealth's war, not my war. Death March Shen is out. That loses their revolutionary zeal. Now we have taken Würzburg. They will be out of the war. Cover us. Würzburg is out. It's getting better, but it still needs improvement. Anything interesting to build, manufacturers wise? The answer is no. But you can definitely build more soldiers' households, but these are mostly low developed areas. So, not necessary. But if you want to build buildings, that is in need of it, go ahead. Yeah, you got it. Even once very little income that provides will be fine. But the ones with better might as well. Spending half of it. I will not claim hegemony until we make sure we have a much sustainable income. And I believe that future war down there will most likely happen. Right, we've taken all its forts, so I think we might as well begin our withdrawal. But Brandenburg's war enthusiasm is very high because this is to crush the revolution, so it's going to be hard to convince unless all their territories are occupied. In other words, they'll be willing to fight to the death if they have to, just to keep the revolution alive. This way. Move up. You need to beat the heck out of them. Cologne is out. I'm convinced that everybody in the Holy Roman Empire, except for the Holy Roman Emperor himself, are all revolutionaries. But look at the electors. The only revolutionary elector is Cologne. Yes. Can you imagine an independent nation? I mean, it's possible in the Holy Roman Empire playthrough where you either of these states in the Holy Roman Empire, then you pass all these little acts and all that, all these reforms, and then you would also have to centralize it and unite the Holy Roman Empire to one country. But can you imagine revolutionary HRE? Saying the full name, Revolutionary Holy Roman Empire, sounds a bit of a mouthful, but a revolutionary HRE. Now, what does that sound like? Just wondering. We struck gold again! In Bemba. Get a bit enthusiastic about new trade good is gold. So it may be depleted, but as long as it gets it up. Yes, Switzerland involved in a separate conflict with Brandenburg. Apparently war enthusiasm is very high under Crust or Ruskasbel. So it's kind of hard to beat those guys in the war other than just take all the territories that they have. But since the war score is very high right now, so they're more likely to accept whatever. So I think we should begin our withdrawal here. I think they got this situation handled. So let's go. And some of you back down to the Balkans. All the way down. Because we might need transport pickup, because I stated before that we have taken strong consideration of taking part in the future conflict down in the Horn of Africa and in Yemen. And of course we could forget East Africa because of Killa. Come on, we've got one more army. So, beginning our withdrawal. They got this handled. Don't forget that they're going to give me a bunch of ducats. And we only take minimum casualties, so we'll be sure to spend the money to create newer armies. %91 war score. Come on, go down, you bastard. Don't you know your territory is occupied by Commonwealth? They want you to crush just that little revolution of yours. Oldenburg is out. Oh, Trader Milan Lachkovich died. Oh, here we go again with this. Thought we had a merchant present there. What gives? Look! That's why. I'm sure one day we'll have to take up a little bit of inflation if you want to improve, you know. But no, we have to get this now. Damn, none of these guys are traders anymore. So yes, definitely start one more war down there. And it must not be long. The only one with the accepted culture is this one, who's of a Bosnian spy master. And it might be of some use to you. Including, again, possible conflict with Timurids due to trying to find ways to deter their aggression and punish them for their gains. Even though it's only the Farsi that's been making gains, but the Timurid is their big benefactor. Here we go again. Another thing you ought to consider. Increasing the size of the transport fleet. Won't take long. You are making preparations, so suggest that you will position those fleets to over there now. Even if they have to follow you. "99% war score, it's over." Haken is out. There goes y'all's revolutionary zeals. Hey, get down here. You are needed. All of you are needed, in fact, except... Gee, I don't know. You probably want to leave some armies behind for security reasons. One here, there. So there you have it. It'll do. Nobody touches our gold line. God blast it, we keep getting in and out. Again, it's due to that, because the controls just going Satori a bit. Perhaps it needs some more light ships to support this. Let's see what I can do. The problem is we can't get enough of them. Stay over there. Get income by any means. Gorica. I know where that is. It's here. El Sanzo. Take that last bit of territory, and then you win. So it's practically that war's drawn to a close. 100% war score. It's over for you guys now. Hope you don't go revolutionary. Otherwise, revolutionary countermand is something that playthroughs like these do not typically see. while this revolution is nearly choking the heck out of Croatia. But again, movement autonomy versus that autonomy. I wonder what the autonomy is like over there at the birthplace of the revolution. I think I know how to handle that. So put some armies in position of Africa. Like some there and some down there to fight along the coast there. Oh, this is going to be a difficult conflict to be watching on this side of Africa and into the what's the name of that region? To Arabia. Southern Arabia. Three different regions to watch for. All aboard. You'll be going down to Africa here. Make your landings here. Sweden is out. Yeah, and you're going with them too. Transport fleet, check that. It's gonna take a couple more days, but I'm not all... Ships just can't be built fast enough. Never disregard that. Wait your turn. It's gonna take a couple of trips. There, war's over. And the Allies took a lot more casualties, but we only took what minimum was necessary. So, okay, what happened? Brandenburg will cede Sternberg, Dramburg, and Zwickau to Commonwealth. So, Dramburg has become Drosko, I believe that's what it was. Zwickau has become Zwickau. Again, Polish pronunciation, and I know a Polish viewer is a friend of mine. Don't know if I'm correcting the pronunciation, if I were even to do it justice. And Sternberg. Where was Sternberg? Sternberg. Well, it doesn't exist anymore, so it changed its name to a Polish equivalent. And again, revolutionary zone. So, revolution will end in Landshut and will return to being a monarchy. And Landshut will also become a vassal to the Commonwealth. That's good to know. Wait, making it to a core. Oh, here it is. You're supposed to look for that. Lubuts. That's the name. So Drosko's making that to a core. And there's another area where Commonwealth is making a core out of. Yes, these are the areas that you're looking for. So this was Sternberg. It's become Lubuts now. There. Apparently I have the most trade power section. Well, that was because that was during the war and I was occupying a bunch of territories. So the forces of the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth have utterly vanquished the Landshut Revolutionary Army. As idealists ran out of mercy, The silent majorities turn to dusting off old monarchist symbols. Well, look at you now. You're a vassal to the Commonwealth. And the only one at that. It's gonna take a couple of trips. Because I am taking it seriously about this upcoming war, because we cannot maintain the total income that we have now unless we will have to create another trade company that'll be up there. Alright, off you go. They've just arrived. Alright. Dropping off you here. So take up positions. Declared war against Sulu to spread the revolution. Or take territory. Because like the Commonwealth, what just did. Delhi is back? Oh, Multan has become the Delhi Sultanate. I mean, I knew Multan has existed for a while. But now the Delhi Sultanate is back on the map. Allied with Faz and Jawanpur. And Mall is fully occupied, and I don't think we're going to be seeing much of them left. That remains to be seen. Of course you would do that. But no concern for us, because Genoa can handle it. Because they often fight against Milan, Frankfurt, Würzburg, and Liège. It's their third... Oh no, it's a conquest this time. They don't want to... I mean, it's just two revolutionary countries going on, but now they want an actual conquest. Conquest, they mean they fabricate again. This is not an imperialist war, not a nationalist war, but conquest. Old school conquest. So now Genoa hungers for territory, so only Frankfurt and Würzburg would join, but also coming with them is Austria and Ingolstadt. How long have you been friends with Genoa? Then again, Austria isn't as strong as you think it was. Because they don't have a few key territories that used to give them strength. But just in case, take up positions. We will be ending this episode soon. You've got the north. Got one more, no, two more armies to ship on over. Then we'll be good. Seeds of greatness. Taking lessons of the Enlightenment, a harder group of noble landowners have begun to work at improving the efficiency of agriculture, pioneering inventions in how to use machinery for seed distribution, new crops, New forms of land rotation and breeding the local landowners of Verona have greatly improved the local output of food. A great present for others to follow. There you go. Base tank. Production and goods over in Verona. Which, you know, Verona, I believe, that area, if memory serves me correct, is the birthplace of manufactories. Yes. It's also the perfume capital of the world, and proto-industrial mills there. Market town produces incense. Trade value modifier goes up. Well, that's fine. Even though it had its best days. Promotes settlement growth. I've never seen this option before, to be honest. I think it's more useful if you are of the American colonies. But in Africa, not really. We're just only expanding its territories just to show the swathe of Croatian land that we have. But I have no colonists to send, as they're still down there. It's nice to see that option. I'd never seen that up until now. Thought I'd learned everything about EU4. Game surprises me sometimes still. Again with that. They're gonna love being Croatian. Okay, two more armies. The last two that will be transferred to Africa. Actually, Tequila. There's definitely room because this is a well-developed territory. Yes, sir. Actually, it would be better if you were to go to there. Because, you know, we'll be fighting over here too to occupy these areas. They may occupy a few of ours, but it ain't gonna faze me one bit. And we'll have these two armies to fight against Mogadishu and Yemen. But I believe the skill of our troops will best them. And these three, well, they'll soon have to get involved here. As stated before, I believe they can all handle it. And we'll pull back soon, in order to be transported to be sent to other fronts, including dealing with the fleets of Mogadishu and Yemen. Mogadishan, that's how you say their nationality. So before we end that episode on this note, we have to look at their ideas. So let's slow it down a bit as they're going to transport their way here. We know Killa, but what do we know of Mogadishu, of the Mogadishan traditions? Light ships are cheaper, yearly naval tradition up, Indian Ocean trade, which gives them merchant and trade range. This again. Say I'm acquitted. That corruption will go away in no time. Anyways, we'll worry. Somali sailors, so naval leader maneuver. East African gold trade. So they're more of a trade-intensive nation. And development costs reduced. Trade efficiency. Yep, trade-intensive nation. Naval and trade-intensive nation. That's what they are. They did pick trade ideas and economic ideas, so it serves them well. But the only military-related ideas I see are quantity and offensive. Now for Yemen. The Yemeni traditions, infantry combat up as well as their institution spread. Goods produce modifier up, global trade power, trade efficiency. Yes, trade. Another trade intensive nation. Good lord, these natives are angry as heck. And just for fighting these natives, thanks to our general, he's got the Master of Arms trait. Good to know for the upcoming conflict, wherever we may transfer you there. Yearly prestige, monthly manpower modifier up, merchant, diplomat, and production. Let's see. They also have picked similar ideas, but they're more defensive, offensive, intensive. 2 trading nations. So it's like, yes, they make good on their trade and all that, but it's Yemen that dominates it. Well, we'll see about that. We'll see about that. As we will end the episode on that note. I want to cut this episode short because the next episode will be focusing on this conflict that requires taking a lot more centers of trade, and including centers of trade of here, there, and there, and also depending on the trade goods, if there's anything valuable for us that would be beneficial to the company. But if you're going to declare war on somebody, exactly, it would be wise to declare war against Mogadishu. Just that one in itself. Though, interestingly, you could bring the Mamluks to join the war, as they would be willing to betray their ally and add another front and make our war easier. Way easier. In fact, to the point where it's just overkill. But I believe we can handle that ourselves. We'll be fine. It's just the Navy. The naval combat's going to be a real challenge. Because another trade-intensive nation, Kilwa, is also known for this sort of thing, with trade and Navy-intensive ideas. So the Croatian Navy needs to step up their game. Because I have little patience for this sort of bullshit. And also to bring more armies to over here. And I don't believe that the war will be costly, so I will finally expand the Croatian military by creating new armies, just to safeguard our borders, while the more trained ones will go down to fight. And as well as the possibility of starting a major war, which seems the likely option would be of that. Because look, if you bring everybody along, except for Akunulu, Genoa, and Tuscany, yeah, this one you have much better chance instead of declaring war against the Timurids themselves, which that one you can bring along, but Karaman will not join unless you ask them to. And Akunulu will never be there as they're fighting another war. Oh yeah, that. And whatever's left of Mao isn't going to be around anymore. But again, it surprises us that the Delhi Sultanate has returned. But still, we hope you people enjoyed this episode because, well, it was a case of I wanted to do this thing and then something happened and I could not get it done. But this time, in the next episode, we will have a military buildup in Croatia, and there will be another trade company. Because we cannot maintain hegemony because our total income just crashed due to the death of our trader. Now, if this natural scientist Elijah dies out, then we may have to get this man. But the problem is he's Swahili, not an accepted culture. Or the alternative is just get rid of the advisors and bring in new ones. To see if any of them are any good. And as well as the subsequent increased mercantilism. But I'm not the kind of person who's born out of desperation for this. But anyways, next episode. I don't know what this company is going to be called other than... we don't know the name of it, so... who knows? It's just another part of the Croatian trade dominance. And this will at least put some pressure off of, you know, that Gujarat trade node that we still have full control of, and it'll be a lot easier. And we will definitely have a new merchant. And we're getting good control for the West India Company now. But don't make me choose that option. That's going to give me inflation. I tried with this, but let's say we're outcompeted out there. So, next episode. To the Gulf of Aden. Well, I think it'll be the East African, Horn of African, South Arabian. I don't know. I am not sure what this cover could be called other than it's just another imperialist war. So, see you in the next episode. So long for now. That's all I got. That's all I have something to say about that. That's all I have to say about that. Thank you. See you next time.